I bet you money you forgot you were.
I'm eating lunch because I passed out on my couch, and so now I'm
Ah,
having lunch.
no, that's perfectly fine. Anybody want to do a recap?
Bjorn left. That's the only important bit. Killed the Nordics. Found a lich. That was about the
Oh.
main
Yeah.
parts.
Oh!
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Under
in,
the
less,
table.
in lesser
Yeah,
news, we
we,
found a lich. Sure.
Yeah, Bjor left. We established, and oh yeah, well, there's a lich. A what?
Yeah, that's true. I guess there's a terrible amount of different things happened. We're continuing to clear out the bottom floor. Nothing terribly specific, other than unfortunately the Nothics died because of they were getting irritated with your antics. One tried to deceive them.
I would have too if I didn't drop my disguise in front of their faces.
Yeah, that was
To be fair,
different shit.
I completely could have gotten away with it because the last time they saw me, I had only 2 eyes. So.
That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I think you got like a natural 20. I mean, you scored very high in your disguise check.
Yeah, it was
which
pretty
is
high.
Why I was. But it's funny to pass. It's like I'm thinking like these Nothics, like, geez, how would they not recognize you even not disguise? It'd have to be an amazing disguise, which it was, or it'd be they're more dumb than they look, which would be strange, given how much they know. Anyway, it's not a whole lot in terms of anything too specific happened, other than a lot of fighting, the Nothics dying, and then at the end of the session, finding the lich.
I mean, we had a pretty significant character moment when Bjorn left.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty big deal. I forget about that. It's just that it wasn't like something that I think anybody forgot.
No.
Um,
Hard to forget.
yeah. So for this beginning a little bit, Mark won't have anything to do immediately.
Yeah, just sit here and twiddle my thumbs.
Oh god, I was really hoping you'd come in and save us if the lich started attacking.
Maybe.
Yeah, just Tarzan on a rope into the room.
Okay, wait.
Just
recap
throw some
that
holy
part
water
for
right
me.
in his face and blind him. He says, "Run, you fool!"
Is the
Right.
lich like? Is he just hanging around, or has he there's a
Here, let me
suspended
various.
over?
Really quick, like as far as where you are, and I can move you over in here. You're not actually in here. This is just so you guys can see.
Oh,
So-
yeah, wait.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, didn't we find like a bunch of books that basically areas could like copy spell?
Yes,
Like,
in the sense that
Seriously?
there's a library that you guys found when you guys went up the stairs in the middle that came up from the bottom floor to the top floor here, through that secret entrance. You probably sorry, jeez. It opened up a library. The library has a shit ton of books. There are books on all kinds of like evil lore and dark stuff and just crazy world knowledge that's like all over the place. And there's the other books are blank, but Lucien could see them because they're because of his true sight. He could see through anything that's like an illusion. And yeah, all the others are just spell books, and they contain literally, as far as mechanically speaking of the room, every spell that wizards can learn, except for things I'm not allowing them to have, like wish and shit. There's no wish fucking spell book in here. But yeah, there's pretty much everything here. So if you wanted to, you could. Though it's kind of it's pretty obvious that this belongs to the Lich.
Yeah, I was about to say that's his library, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But we
Sorry,
kinda
I
did
have
that
to come
before
back
we-
to that lich situation. Is he like
Yeah.
hostile, or is he
No.
just?
We ended the session last time with Lucian opening the secret passageway from the library to the Lich's, I guess, quarters. Want to call it that?
Hmm.
Yeah, just where he's hanging out. And he said, he turned to the party and to Lucian and he asked, "Do I know you?" Big, glowing red eyes, typical Lich nonsense.
Have the rest of us seen him? Because we're right behind him in the corridor right now, I believe.
Yeah,
he's just
Cole-
hanging out
yeah,
like, oh, hey
Yeah,
guys,
one and
how's it
Cole
going?
you can, but Lucian was the one that opened the door and it slid from his direction. So Yeah.
I just imagine I walk in, see the lich walk out. It's like, nope.
yeah, yeah. I think of that meme with Grandpa from the
Yeah.
retirement home. The
Yeah,
Simpsons.
that's exactly the
Where-
one I was thinking of.
Yeah, yeah. And he goes and he puts on his hat, and then he turns around and takes his hat and leaves. Yeah, that is exactly what happened with one. But yeah, you can see him now, and Cole can and him too. But Darius, you were in the other room, trying to look for at the books to try to see if there's any that happen to not be invisible inked. But
Okay.
yeah,
Quick question: should I be seeing a map right now?
yes. Let me move you
Is that on the
here.
start screen?
And
Oh, right. Right. I did not tell you where you were because I
Yeah.
forgot to move you guys.
And is everyone up to date with their level?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think so. Yeah,
Yep.
I am.
Okay.
So if not, please do so ASAP. Yeah. Darius, I'll move you back to where, because I thought you were looking. So
Whoa,
yeah, that's
Darius,
where the
you're
lich
brave.
is.
Oh, okay.
And that's where Lucian was, and he opened the door. The door slid from his side upward, and then the Lich Tinder Evans asked him if he knew him, dramatically. But you're not in that room. You're over here,
Okay, cool.
with back through the passageway on the other side. You don't even know about the Lich at all. You were trying to look for books. Yeah.
I hear you guys scream, "Holy shit, a lich!"
So, as I entered the room and then left the room immediately, I touch Lucian on the way and give him an inspiration in case he needs a persuasion of some kind.
Nice. You got this.
You can do it.
Yep, you got it. You can do it, man. Alright, make sure I go back to this room. Yeah, got it. Okay. Okay, we'll start off with Lucian.
I so wanted to
And
just
his
sit on the couch all
response
casual,
to-
like, don't you remember me? We're best friends.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you could start off, Lucian, you responding to the Lich and what he asked, and just your conversation in general.
Lucian just looks at him and he's like, well, if you don't know me, you should. Just steps in the. Who are you? He asks.
Yeah. Before he responds, I just want to make sure that you guys know that the desk was moved aside as well with the secret door, so Lucian is not standing on the desk.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You're fine. And then as far as what he says, he kind of looks down at his book momentarily, like pauses before answering your question, and then shuts the book with like a typical loud thunk. He closes it quickly and hard, and then he kind of turns around. He's sort of like hovering in place because he's a lich, and then he looks at you and he says, all he says is, "I don't know." He doesn't know what his name is.
Oh,
He doesn't know who he is.
how does that work? Since you're a lich and all.
He says,
I'm a lich.
He's been, yeah, I've been trying to figure this out for a while now. I have I have had many parts of my memory missing for some time, and I've been trying to piece it back together. Anyway, you want to do any checks on like
I want to.
what's wrong with him? Like insight checks, you want to see if he's lying, or any checks to see like maybe he's afflicting him. So that would be.
Can I do like some sort of intelligence check to see if I know anything about liches? Like since he's undead, like a monster hunt. 'Cause I know it said.
Sure. And from your knowledge, it's not exactly a necessity that liches have. There's not any correlation, rather, between liches and memory loss. Like you don't know of anything there.
Oh.
Just that this guy specifically seems to have that problem.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll do insight to see if he's lying.
Yep. And he's not, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna do an insight too.
Yep.
Can I also perception just in the room and see what's there?
Sure. Yeah. Cole, you also believe he's telling the truth.
You believe him fully.
Yeah, you're too distracted by the fact that it's a lich.
Such
and
an honest
you don't
guy.
really perceive much of it. I can give you maybe the most basic information, despite it being critical one.
Oh, it's a
Just-
perception, not an.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
there's
that a
some
Hello
furniture
Kitty
in here,
poster? No,
there's a
nothing.
bed. Yeah, there's a rug, there's some furniture, there's some tables, there's drawers, I mean, and it's lit. That's you can tell that without having to think, but that's about it.
Lucian's just gonna ask, how long have you been here?
He grips the book tighter, and you can kind of see like his prints, like his skeletal hands sort of dig into its bindings, and he just says in a sort of frustrated tone that he just says a long time.
Psst, ask him what he knows about Strahd.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we the first people you've seen since you've been here?
With that he's kind of brought out about his predicament, less frustrated, less not so focused on that issue, and he answers your question with, "You're certainly not the first I've ever encountered here, but you are the most recent, and you are the most recent group of multiple people. You know, like a party of people.
I think
Most
he
of the
knows
time,
where.
people come in. He knows that. He says that he's seen plenty of individuals come and go. People that are looking, treasure hunters, archivists.
Should we
soldiers.
just march out with sheepish look on our faces?
Yeah.
Picture right now.
And then he says, I don't intend on attacking you as long as you treat me the same, and just doesn't like hovers backwards a little bit, like just kind of moves back in the room, letting you guys come in if you wish.
Lucian sheaths his like lightsaber, like it just goes back in the hilt,
Yeah.
and he just kind of steps over. He's gonna take a closer look at these desks.
No one mentioned the books we've taken from him, especially you, Darius.
Books
Can
taken. Oh
I
yes,
do
right. Sure.
Oh, well, actually, no. He's just gonna ask, "What do you know about Strahd?"
Oh, that's a good question. 1 second. I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw where the desk is relative to where you guys are now. So I'll just draw a box, and then draw around the desk, and then move it. And I'll work with this.
Holy shit. What's that?
That's a box indicating where the desk is.
Door?
I like that you're so nervous.
It's a trap.
He's killing everyone.
It's just a box indicating where the desk moved.
Fucking looks like a skeleton in Archmage robes. Well, that's scary.
Yep.
It's like my nightmare.
This is what you will become,
Oh,
Darius,
fuck.
and
I assume
Where
you
are
might. I assume you might be seeing me
gee.
trying to jam the door in case it tries to slam shut.
um, yeah, he says he just kind of, I guess, as much as he can, he clears his throat and says to one that isn't necessary.
Oh, that's right. There's a switch right there that could close the door. Sorry.
Hey,
Lucian
I,
says, if
I'm
you
kind of
wanted
late to the
kill-
party here, but do you think, like, Darius could Akaina-wise know where the Lich is?
Oh yeah, liches are essentially always necromancers that go a little nuts. Yeah, I'll even do an Arcana check. Yeah, Arcana in terms of like necromancy and its effects.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Hmm.
17
That's
is not. It's not the best roll for something that's a +10, but it's still fine.
It is.
Um,
But not, rather.
um,
Man,
From
what
what
did you
you
know?
can tell with when it comes to necromancy and liches and that sort of magic, it's unpredictable as far as what kind of effects it can have on people when they try to undergo such a transformation. It's very
Right.
dramatic and
right.
dramatic. And that,
And then the sucker's option for immortality.
yeah, and it does kind of explain his memory loss. While it isn't necessarily typical, like I told Lucian, in regards to his knowledge of history of liches, you are aware that it could be magical in nature. That why?
Like, they are often not quite there mentally, right?
Yeah,
Something-
yeah,
something like that?
Yeah, there's always something off. They're never what they were before. Is the best way to put it. They never get out the other side perfectly.
It makes sense,
I think
considering what's being done.
lore is like they pretty much go insane during the process of like trying to be immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one seems a bit more level-headed at the moment, at least, and he's being civil. He doesn't seem at all hostile in his intention.
So what's the last
That's-
question before we get in the back?
Oh yeah, you had a question before I
Oh,
so rudely
Strahd.
interjected.
I
Yes,
thought it was how long you've been here or something like that. But okay.
Yeah,
That was
we answered that, but Strahd specifically, he says, just double checking to make sure if he knows anything too specific. Ooh, let me check something else, because the book is saying something different.
Yeah. Let's see if we trigger his memories and he remembers that he's a lich. And that he-
Yeah. Alright, I can just read this. When Strahd came to the temple seeking immortality, this man, this lich, sensed that he was a man of destiny. The evil powers of the temple felt something much stronger, a darkness that eclipsed their own. Strahd communed with these evil vestiges and formed a pact with them. When Strahd later murdered his brother, which I think you guys have heard about before, I think so at least. It was brought up at least like one other time where Strahd has like a lot of family drama. I'll just put it that way. Strahd was transformed into a vampire. Like this was actually back before. This was a long time ago. This was like over like 1,000 years ago, I think. It was he was a human. He had lost his wife to some sort of, I think, illness or some act of violence. I can't remember exactly, but he lost his wife, who looks like Irina, Kolyana, and all that. You know, we already knew about that specifically. he wanted to gain immortality so that he could find a way to bring her back because he didn't want to die without being able to do so. Um, that he used he killed his brother here, and then he used the evilness that evil act as well as the blood from his brother to transform himself into a vampire, and the pact was made with like the demonic forces that you've encountered here in the lower area. And that's what made, or at least helped made, this Barovia into essentially a massive prison. Strahd has.
So wait. So this. So you mentioned what was her name? Tatiana, right? That's his big love.
Yeah. Yep. I think so. That is her name.
Okay.
Tatiana.
She's definitely this.
Yeah, she's one of the main reasons why Strahd went down the route he did. He used to be, I wouldn't say necessarily a good guy. I don't even remember.
I guess that's why he spent the last 200 years trying to get a replacement and failing.
Yeah. He's returned to the temple several times, trying to learn new magical powers or powers through magic to try to find a way to change what happened. Either, I don't know if he necessarily wants to escape his vampirism, but he does want to leave Barovia and be able to go.
Oh, so he can't leave either.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. He can draw people in through both magical means and magical means. He works with the
gypsy ladies.
The Vistani, right? Yeah, the Vistani, because they know more about the land than even Strahd. Like, they've been around for longer than all of this has happened. So they know ways to get in through the fog. They're the only ones that can. Like, they're the ones that can leave the fog, and that's why he uses them as agents. And he leveraged power against them to be able to do so. But, taking people hostage, killing people, that sort of thing. Typical power grabs.
Classic vampire stuff.
Yeah, and then the Lich responds. He says, over all that time, my memory has begun to fail. And my faculties have begun to crumble.
Mm-hmm.
But I've still managed to maintain some degree of control relative to the others that he's read about before. Going back to what Mark said about liches and typically going insane and becoming quite violent or prone to violence.
While he's like saying this, can I investigate these tables for like a box? Or specifically, I think I don't know, I assume I would know this, but I know about the box, and so I'm just gonna see if I see.
Sure. I mean, you can look around
Yep.
to an extent.
You're looking for what?
Like, I don't know, it's phylactery.
Oh, a phylactery,
something.
right.
Yeah, phylactery. You would know that. About
Yeah,
those
the
sort of things.
phylactery box. And
You
I
don't
figure
find one
since he's
anywhere.
Okay. Well, then we should. And he's gonna ask him, did Strahd ever try to ask you for like help with his situation, getting out of here?
Yeah, of course, yeah. He nods, and as he does so, like the bones in his body kind of creep together, like typical skeletons would. And he says, of course, he's tried to get me to help him
Is that why
Right.
you're hiding here? Are you trying to keep
and-
hidden from him?
he turns to one and says, we don't necessarily have an antagonistic relationship. I haven't interfered with anything he's done, and he just lets me reside here in peace. We don't really interact too often anymore in recent years. And then he kind of rubs his head and says, at least as far as I can remember.
Hmm.
Can you leave
Is there
here?
any
Like,
possibility
can you leave?
he's wiping your memory at all?
He kind of hesitates.
I'm like trying to
One-
plant the
one-
seed to
one
turn
question.
Strahd him against Strahd,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, why don't you roll a persuasion check
Oh, good.
to see if, either that or a deception. You can do either.
That's not very good.
He thinks about it for a moment.
Oh, hang on.
thinking
Do
that,
I have the?
Yeah.
No, I don't have the luck feat. No, that was a different character. Sorry.
He says he hadn't considered that, but he doubts that's something that Sean has done. He doesn't really know what it would do. Because if he had asked, if he's like been asking him to go do things for him or give him specific powers or help him in any particular way, he would understand that motivation. But that hasn't been happening.
Hmm.
So
So-
Strahd can't leave Barovia.
Yeah,
Can't
it does sound to
leave
be
Barovia?
like at least as long as he's alive, nobody can leave Barovia. Like we met a bunch of pretty powerful people who have tried and failed. So
Yeah, that's essentially the legend at this point, is that Strahd's evilness is what keeps the magic in play, that the fog and the land and the shape that it's in, and the demonic powers you guys encountered downstairs still were able to be surviving in the temple because of that evilness, like that evil energy. I'm just gonna call it that. In the D&D world, evil is
evil
evil
juice.
good and good are
Yeah.
both forces that can be like energetic forces that can be manipulated or taken or used, I guess. And Lucian, I wanted to say, with your 23, because you got a fucking natural 20, I gotta give you something. You do notice on the northern side up here that there is a tiny crack in the wall, like at the bottom of the floor, right here specifically, against the wall. There's a tiny little seam at the very bottom that's like I do like we're moving your feet around and it like moved the dust in such a way that you notice that indentation. So it's similar to other times you've encountered in this temple, but this was better hidden than any other. And it seems that there was a secret door on the other side, or to the other side. But yeah, that's what you saw.
Would I put it together that it's the door I like learned about before when we were upstairs
Yeah, the skull.
with the bones, or the bone room?
Oh, no, it's not the same one. That one would be the one that you guys were need to go down the stairs in the library, back in the other room.
Okay.
The bone room is, if you kind of think about it in your situational awareness. Oh, not the bone room. I need to think about what you're talking about. The bone room is right here, or through this door right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you open that door, you would be seeing the mountain of bones from the other side.
Yeah.
yeah,
Where Lucian first sensed this guy.
Exactly. Yeah. The bones fell down. He went to the door, and then I kind of warned him in a way, saying, "Whoa, your spidey senses went off stronger than they ever have."
Spidey senses did tingle.
Yep. Yeah, he otherwise he's cooperating with you guys and answering your questions. He has still not made any different movements, and he's still not hostile. He seems, as far as his general attitude and behavior, is that he's sort of confused. He's kind of behaving like a old person with dementia,
Yeah.
but a bit more He's calm though. He's not belligerent in any way or anything.
I kind of like
So is-
say, oh, so go on if you want.
I was just gonna ask him, like, if we can try and help you get your memory back, what would you be able to gift us in?
He says, if you were able to, he is kind of doubtful of that because it's been so long. He doesn't know of any means to do so. Yeah, by the way, I want to see, Darius, you know it's of a magical source. One, do you want to do anything? I'll let you combine, use either a, I'll actually make you do 2 checks. I'll just do it that way. Do a
Okay.
medicine check. Not, this is for one, not for Darius.
Mhm.
Do a medicine check and an arcana check, 2 separate rolls. And then if you get both a decent amount, I could tell you what you need to do more specifically. So
So
you have to roll one.
I'm doing a medicine
Also-
check. Am I also doing
Yeah.
Arcana or?
You have to do both, yeah. And you can't work together with somebody else. You have to do it. Somebody has to do it both
Oh, damn.
together. And unfortunately, all right. So your medicine determines that.
That's. Sorry. Ignore me.
fine.
Ignore
Yeah,
me.
the 18 is good enough. Totally good enough to say. Yeah, he's not lying about his medical loss. Like his rather his
Memory loss. Yeah.
memory loss. Yeah, that's what. He has all the behavior of somebody that would have consistency with that. You know, of your knowledge of dementia and other forms of Alzheimer's kind of thing. Those are still things in this realm, but they have different names. Dementia is not based on a person's name, but Alzheimer's is. Anyway, but you don't know specifically what it is. Perhaps you could talk with Darius later and come up with a more firm answer. Actually, Cole, you can do the same thing. You have to do both a medicine and Arcana check, and you have to get both of a decent amount. And I can,
You still
'Cause
got
you-
1 inspiration, so
yeah, and you have, because you have the capability of technical capability of healing him, in the long infinite sense.
I'm not proficient in Arcana, however.
oh,
That's
I thought
fine.
it was Lucian who was
Awesome.
rolling this.
Okay.
Okay.
No, this is Cole. Lucian, it wouldn't make any sense for him to
So-
do this.
Are they like going up to him and like checking him out, like poking bones with like tapping on
Not
him?
necessarily right now. Okay, 17 is sufficient, and medicine 15. Well, there you go. That's sufficient. The DC is 15. You think that a greater restoration spell would be sufficient to restore his memory, as far as with what you're thinking about and what kind of healing magics you used before. It kind of makes sense that you would actually know this of everybody else because you're the healer of the party. You kind of draw it all together and think that that spell in particular would be the perfect fit for the situation, and also explains why he can't cast it. As a wizard, he doesn't draw upon divine magics to do his stuff. He relies on evil arcane magic or
Necromancy.
any arcane magic. Yeah, necromancy specifically.
Cole's gonna step into the room after all this conversation has been had and kind of like piece together everything. And then he's gonna say, I know of a way that I can bring back your memory. However, it is beyond my capabilities to do so.
Yeah.
At the current moment. But I do know of a way to fix this if you so choose.
Yeah. He kind of hesitates, mulling over what you guys are
Yeah.
saying. Like some of you are looking at him quite inquisitively, sort of studying him, listening to him with more attentiveness, that sort of thing. He hasn't really been involved with anybody that's been so social with him specifically. Like they've been passing through, looking for knowledge or whatever, and they don't really give too much of a shit about him. And then
Same thing for us. This is like the
yeah,
friendliest undead that we've ever met.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
Everyone
it
else just
really
tries to
is.
murder us.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, hey, how you doing, guys? And
Hey
this is-
guys, don't mind me, just doing necromancy.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, and he says in response to Cole, after hesitating for a time, he says that makes sense, I suppose, given the sort of energies and magics that would be involved in getting to me to where I am now. So
I'm like,
But-
just a second, Cole. I mean, let's think about this. If you do restore his memory, and it turns out he's the most evil person in the world, I mean,
Oh yeah, good one.
It's like, oh yeah, I need to kill you guys. It's my thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget he is a lich, so no offense, but he has willingly converted his soul into a shambling corpse.
hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that involves like sacrificing 50 people or something.
That's probably what all the bones were for.
I look towards one and I say, that is probably true. Maybe that's why he is acting like this, because he just doesn't remember his way or his thought process or his attitude, or and so he's just
yeah, at the moment he doesn't remember any of that. So
Yeah.
it's a gamble,
Yeah,
but he
turn back to
tries
the. Oh, sorry.
he tries to console you, I guess, or try to say he understands that you might have that apprehension,
Mm.
but that he will try his best if such were to come to pass to not harm any of you, given that you were responsible for killing him in the first place.
I mean, given what he just says, I say, like, would you be willing to put yourself in a position to fully trust us? I mean, I'm not saying we could kill you, but we need assurances that you're not going to kill us if we do restore your memory. Like, if we were to, say, drain all your spells, not necessarily put you in a position to be killed yourself.
He says he'll think over the specifics about what he'd be willing to do,
Mm.
but he reiterates again that he won't kill you. It wouldn't make much of a good of an incentive to ask you for help
Yeah.
if he can't guarantee your safety in some way. And so he says, so long as you leave me in peace after doing so, and you don't then try to get so much out of me or try to manipulate me or anything, or you're not trying to do so at the moment.
I mean, we didn't even know you existed until just now. Mainly, we're concerned about stopping Strahd himself.
Yes,
You're...
that makes sense.
I don't mean to be rude, but you're not really our main target, interest here.
He says,
Good
I-
save.
I would be surprised if I were relative to the other powers of this land. And he just says, I can only give you the assurances that I have already. But I assure you, I'm in not much of a position right now to threaten any of you.
While
Yeah.
they're like talking, is this like a secret door that I'm
Yeah,
coming
it's
by, or is it
it's a secret door. Yeah, that leads elsewhere. Yeah, it's one, but it looks like this one is more well hidden than any other in the entire temple, and it's yeah, it looks really solid. I mean, you didn't really give it a terrible. I mean, you give it a critical 20 once over, but you're not giving a lot of time or space to really look it over or test anything. You haven't tried to open it yet.
I was
But you did not see any entrance, like you didn't see any button or anything in your investigation, so you don't know how to open it.
Moose is
Breathing on the mic.
he's gonna
Again,
ask. So
by
what
the
do you
way.
have back?
Sorry.
And he's gonna
What-
motion to the door.
What did you say?
I said you were breathing
what-
on the mic a little there, but it's fine. You stopped.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Lucian.
He's just gonna ask. So what do you have back here? And he's gonna gesture to like the wall.
He grows more quiet and serious than he ever has up to this point, and says, I don't quite remember, but I know I should. And that's all he says, but he's kind of giving you a serious look, but it's also a look of confusion at the same time. He knows that there's something there, but he doesn't know exactly.
Yeah, Lucian, it's clearly a closet. If there's skeletons in there, leave them alone. Yeah.
Yes. It's a literal skeleton closet.
Yeah. Lucian thinks he knows what's behind there, but he's not gonna go any further. He's just gonna.
Yeah, I don't recommend pointing that bear.
Yeah.
He, his behavior kind of subtly changes after Lucian brings up this point, and he says, I appreciate having others to converse with, especially those that offer help to aid me. But I would like to have some privacy now, if you would not mind.
Oh.
And he kind of looks back toward the. Actually, and he also, this door opens here. I'll just get rid of that, so that way it just makes it easy. So yeah, that door opens. That goes to
Bone room.
you know, the bone room. You see the bones on the other side. It's now mostly leveled out over time, but there's still considerable, a decent mound that requires a little bit of,
Or once
cleanup over.
once Darius here gains the power to cure you, will you accept us returning and reopening this discussion?
It was Cole specifically that said.
Oh,
he
Cole!
would-
I thought it was Darius.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Cole specifically.
Check. Yeah, Darius is kind of looking at you. What me?
Yeah, Darius was able to determine that it was magical in nature.
Oh, right,
Like,
right.
it was the necromancy that caused memory loss. But, or it could be. It's consistent with it. And looking him over, that makes sense too. But Cole was able to put it both together and this could very specifically help you. And what was your question specifically, though?
I said
About
once we gain the power to, would
Right,
you
yeah.
allow us to return to reopen this discussion?
Yeah, he says. In response to that, he says, "Of course, that I believe is the reasonable terms for our agreement. When you can return and you can help me as you claimed you would."
Excellent. And I guess until then, if you encounter Strahd, just don't.
Write it down. Write that down.
Yeah.
He says, "I already tried to keep, not necessarily notes he doesn't say, but he tries to focus on what he's learned of Strahd because he recognizes how influential and important Strahd is to everything that's going on."
Okay. Well, I'll be going then. Don't know about the rest of you.
With that, Lucian's just going to kind of nod his head a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not go through the death room with the orb of killing or whatever it was last time.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can go back into the library.
So with these books of you said forbidden and secret knowledge and all that type of shit, there's nothing
Yeah.
that or I guess nothing role play wise or mechanically speaking that we can from them, just books.
Yeah, about him or anything. Yeah, no, there's not any more details here that pertain to anything. It's more general stuff. It's stuff that he has acquired from elsewhere and brought here for his own personal library.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, in that case, Lucian's just going to translate any books for Darius, or he's going to just he'll just be like, "Oh, this is a book of blah blah blah. Do you want to learn more about this spell?" Just
Yep.
kind of do that.
Yeah,
for
that
all
would
of
require
them.
you both cooperating for time, and then I'll let you, Darius, pick anything, copy anything up to your level, because I think you can't copy things above your level, if I remember.
Yeah, I mean, with appropriate amounts of gold. We do have
Yeah,
gold
yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, hell, I'll even let you copy down one thing plus one on your level of whatever you can cast. So, like, if you can cast level 4 spells, then you can copy level 5 spells. But it does require cooperation
okay,
between the both of you to do so.
Ray's
and you also
dead.
need to have a
Ray's dead.
resources that
Ray's dead.
I'm going to sift through the spell list real quick.
Yeah, sure. And it's literally everything of those levels.
Oh, you know what I wanted to learn for sure. Yeah, I've heard about the spell and it all seemed pretty weak to me, but it seems pretty appropriate here. Is there like the daylight spell?
Yeah, there's
Because
I
that's
mean,
useful.
I guess the sword. But yeah,
Yeah, but you always need more daylight, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, daylight is just a powerful light spell.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's totally. Actually, the problem is that daylight doesn't fall within the range of spells that you can cast, though. It's not a.
What?
It's-
No, that's a third level spell.
Yeah, but it's very. At least when I see here, it's only available to clerics, druids, paladins, rangers,
Wait,
and sorcerers.
really?
Wizards,
Oh,
and sorcerers.
I'm very sorry. I thought it was a wizard spell.
Yeah, it is. So it is. It's apparently like very generalized magic. It's both sorcerers and
Oh, no.
clerics can learn it, but it's not something wizards can
I
learn.
mean, one
So-
level,
so-
one level above what you can learn now, you could have a resurrection spell by that time.
Yeah, but I'm not looking for like the. No, I can't have a resurrection spell actually. That's
This
also
sounds
cleric.
Yeah,
like
that's
a
more
cleric.
divine
I was
magic.
listening to Spotify.
But I'm not looking for the most powerful option here. I just
Okay.
remembered I wanted to pick that up too. When
Oh, it's not most powerful, but it's pretty powerful in there.
Yeah, as far as you can find everything, you can copy anything 5th level or lower, and I'll give you a link really quick.
sure, no, I got one.
At,
Looking
Yeah.
at the list right
Okay.
now.
Well, you decide on the spell, and we'll continue
Yeah,
as you're
I'll-
flipping
yeah.
through the book. Yeah.
Quick
Yeah,
interjection.
Spin the propellers.
yeah.
Demons and devils, they're at war with each other, right? They don't get along?
It's the
As far as I remember, yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I
Characters.
think they're not in this from the same place, so they don't get along. They speak two different languages, they're from two different planes of existence, yeah. They're not.
I was looking it up. It would have been devils that you guys were making deals with, as opposed to demons.
Yeah, they call them demonic, or I think they did. Let me just double check what the terminal.
It's chaotic evil for
Yeah, sorry. Don't mean to side rail or anything, but I was just
chaotic and
looking up
lawful
demons.
evils. Those are the differences, really.
I think there was even a war.
Yeah, the Blood War.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Abaddon.
Yeah, as far as I got names of people, I'm not entirely sure. I called them demons, but you're right. They don't actually use the word demon. I don't think.
Yeah.
Or devil.
Looking it up, devils are the ones who make deals with mortals and honor them. Demons are the ones who just want to cause chaos and
Yeah.
just slaughter everything.
Yeah. Okay. Then they were devils. You're correct in terms of what the formal terminology would be. But yeah, and I got names of like. Some of them would have given you their names, like especially the ones that you accepted the deals from. You would have known them. Let me look for one that like specifically you guys accepted. But you didn't expect any of those, so I'll give you like one name in a moment.
It's like
Fine.
Asmodeus. Asmodeus is the devil, so he's lawful evil. And then you take a look at Orcus, who was like a demon lord. He would be chaotic. evil.
Chaotic.
hmm
Okay, here we go. We got one. We got Drizlash, the Nine-Eyed Spider. That's the one that granted one the ability to spider climb.
Yeah.
Then we got Zontrus, the Kingmaker. That's the one that gave Bior the charisma of +4. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I suspect those are devils. I looked for the word devil or demon, and neither of them came up. So I was kind of just going off more genericness, but yeah. So as far as the formal lore of what actually happened, yeah, they were specific devils that were imprisoned or at least had some part of themselves. I'm not entirely sure, but they had themselves linked here to the sarcophagi that were in the lower area. Yeah, and as far as Valerius and Lucian, and you wanted to copy a spell, I require both of you to spend a certain number of hours doing so, because it does take some time to copy spells.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I don't want to risk rifling to this guy's stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Lucian's already helped himself to a handful of books. So
Okay, well, sure, but you know nothing where we stay here, you know. He'll
I was gonna say,
maybe
we could
forget
stay back and-
he had
we
those
could do a
particular
rest.
books.
Yeah, that's maybe a good idea. That's your decision. But as far as I'll be kind of generous and say that the doors that went to the secret door way that you guys got into his room, that was dusty enough that you can kind of surmise that he had not been in
Okay,
his
so
library
let's
for
get
a while.
okay.
Yeah, I'm specifically trying to give you an opportunity to at least copy one spell, because it feels like it'd be a missed opportunity. Opportunity lost.
No, sure, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're taking his books; we're just looking at them.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
true.
there's-
Yeah, but
there's
you know,
spell-
wizards can be kind of picky about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we also offered.
Yeah, and you didn't take a spell book, that's a different thing.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
You know
you
what?
whatever
I'm
you
just
want,
going
and
to
then-
take Big Beer's head.
Yeah,
That's a cool one.
that is a good one. So yeah, what level of that is that?
That's a lot. That's level 5, indeed.
Okay, so that would take 5 hours and 250 gold, I think. It's like 50 for each level, right? I think.
Sure.
I think it's how much it would be.
Have we gotten around to like like giving out gold to everyone their share?
You can do that with the pure gold that you guys got, which that share would be whatever it would be. Let me go back really quick to the channel that we were talking about. That it would be
About 2,000
just
each
gold
or something.
alone. Yeah,
So how
you
much?
did the conversion. Yeah, you did. You said you got 2,425 in silver and copper coins. 66. You're 6,600. You said 66,000. I think you added another zero than you wanted to, but
Yeah,
so
yeah. So how much in total?
I can add that up really quickly. It'd be 2,425 plus 3,300. It's a lot, but let me check.
Yeah,
But you
sure.
are splitting it 500 ways.
And that's
plus-
just in the coin, it's not even the
That's just in the
jewels
coin.
and
It's
whatnot.
6,225 divided by 5 people.
Yeah.
About
It's like it's
4
here in the
people,
campaign
actually.
talk.
Because Bjorn.
That's a lot of cash.
Actually, you want to assume that Bjorn took his share?
We should really
Party
wish.
pocket. We can
I
party
would-
pocket it till.
I mean, he already took the larger,
Cared.
less
You
movable
did,
items.
but I'm just
so-
saying, what did you guys actually do with the gold? I think let's just say in character, you put it all in the party bucket and you have not yet divided it. So
Yeah.
you do. There's a larger amount to share. It's only between 4 people.
Yeah.
So I'll do 6,225 divided by 4, which is 1,556.25. So let's just say 1,556, and one person gets 1,557.
Now it kind of goes the other way. Now Mike's new character might not get any money, but okay.
Mike is okay. Oh, don't worry about that. Or Mark is okay with
Well,
Michael.
Mike, yeah.
I'll just say that to him. And yeah,
Oh shit! So we have 2,000. Or oh shit!
and it wouldn't make any character sense for you guys to suddenly share that spoils.
And
with
that's
them.
just the gold, or is that like with the?
That's just currency. That's not anything sold. So that means you
Holy
guys can get this
shit.
immediately, right now.
Damn.
1,556 gold per person. Stu would have 1,557.
Why did you just
I'm
type
just gonna
that number?
done. Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Oh
I
right,
am
I thought
going
you had
shopping
posted the
to
number.
get back.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll just put that down there, and then yeah, so operate off of that total, and then deduct your amount as necessary to copy it, and then we'll move on, and we'll go. I figure you guys want to go downstairs because it's the only last role place you have not been in
Yeah,
the
that
Ember
was.
Temple.
Yeah, might as
That
well.
was what I wanted.
Yeah,
Now you
so-
can make potions again.
Does that gold include me?
No, it does not. We were just talking about that. Unfortunately, It does not include Bior because he hadn't yet split the gold. It does not include Michael because it doesn't really make any sense that they would be willing to give you the gold they just came across.
But I'm
Like,
sure
oh,
as
you're
soon as
still
we
here.
meet you, we'll invest in our new member.
Yeah, you'll start getting the share after that point.
Yeah, no, I was just
There's stuff still to sell, so maybe you'll be lucky enough to get some out of that if they're feeling nice.
So, how long would it take to put that spell in
It would take 5 hours. Should do. If
Are
he's
we-
doing a level 5 spell, it's 5 hours long.
Or if
We're
we're
gonna
just
take
doing.
that- Are we gonna take that time in game? Because I mean, I could take 5 short rests and make 5 potions.
Sure, if you want to do that.
I mean,
if
we
you guys-
have an
if you guys wanna
account, a
do, like,
possible
a-
encounter coming up. So if it,
If you have it targeted, yeah, I think that it would be the most prudent thing to do would be going downstairs first.
I was gonna say, if it's just this one book, I think we can take it and he won't know because he can't remember shit.
Okay, you could try that.
We could just take it.
it is also
Or-
a spell book
or-
that is
or-
greatly below him. So.
Yeah,
Or
you're a
forgot-
braver man
for-
than
Yeah, stealing the book is
Oh,
brave.
oh,
but
hang on. I'll
possible.
write down. Strahd borrowed this book, Swim. Make it.
yeah, he'll believe
Borrow.
that.
Hey, Strahd. Nailed it.
So let's go with this strategy. Let's go with you guys go downstairs. You
Ah,
figure out whatever is downstairs. And
it's like, guys,
finish up
this
that
looks like
room,
Strahd's
and then
handwriting,
commit.
right?
And then after that, you can commit to
Doing
Two.
the copy. Okay.
do the
that works
copying
with
and all
me.
that. And everybody can spend the 5 hours however they wish doing something specific.
Okay.
All right. Well, Lucius is gonna have his swords out, and he's be like, "Let's go downstairs and see what's there."
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good
Alright,
with
I'll
that.
leave
Oh,
guys
yes.
down there really quick.
Speaking of that, Shane, I don't know if you can change the API script.
But yeah,
When it comes to my concentration checks,
yeah, I can turn
but-
it off entirely if you want.
but I took the Warcaster feat, so I now have advantage on those.
Yeah, just the thing that I haven't been making use of anybody needing to. I haven't really been. Nobody really has to use the click on, roll or whatever